ollas destruyeron nuestras pequeñas costas. No fueron escuchados ni por el gobierno ni por los medios de comunicaciones, estudiantes, cristianos y otros sectores, y se decidieron tomar la embajada de España para dar a conocer al mundo entero las injusticias, los atropellos del régimen. El resto es historia.
They spoke up against oppression, and they were burned alive. This is just one incident among thousands of incidents. But why would a government kill its own people? And what part does the US plays in this killing? It's early 1900s and there is a banana boom in the US. This fruit has become a national obsession. But bananas can't be grown in the US. And how do you satisfy the needs of millions of people? Here comes in our story Chiquita Banana or United Fruit Company.
Chiquita bananas, fresh to you from the tropics.
I'm Chiquita Banana and I've come to say bananas have to ripen in a certain way.
But there is a neighboring country called Guatemala. It has the perfect tropical climate for growing bananas. And for United Fruit Company, it looks like a paradise. They start to buy huge amounts of lands in Guatemala. They build ports and railroads for exportation. They reach a point where they are the largest employer in Guatemala and their economy becomes heavily dependent on banana as an export. They become so powerful that they now have influence and control over the Guatemala's government. But how would a profit-hungry organization make themselves more profitable and more prosperous? Guatemalans have to work 12 to 16 hours a day. Life for them has become extremely difficult, and at the end, what they get is pitiful wages. Two percent elites control over 70% of land, and whereas 80% Guatemalans are below the poverty line. But something changes. Jacob Arbenz is elected as president. He buys 1.5 million acre land from United Fruit Company and gives it to 100,000 landless families. For the first time, peasants can grow their own food and feed their children. But someone is unhappy. The profits are vanishing and the United Fruit Company looks upset. The empire is under a threat. So they turn to their friends in the high places. Allen Dulles, the head of CIA, and John Dulles, the Secretary of State. Arbenz is unaware that he has become enemy of most powerful men in the world. The time is 1954 and the Cold War is heating up. But it's nearly impossible to throw Arbenz because he has a loyal military, and we are talking about the strongest military in Central America. Long story short, they get the help of Edward Bernays, a PI expert. This guy is father of propaganda. He convinces millions of people through his fake stories in the media, on the radio and the newspapers that Arbenz is a communist threat and the superpower of the world buys into it.
Provided the moral and material means for the overthrow of Arbenz and the temporary removal of communism from the Western Hemisphere.
CIA trained a group of 480 rebels, establishes a radio station called Voice of Liberation with intention of overthrowing a leader having strongest military in Central America. The US sends warships and airplanes, fighter planes fly all over Guatemala. For Guatemalans, it was bombing sounds, fighter jets, and smoke all around. The radio says railroads are bombed, fuel depots are sabotaged, the capital of Guatemala is surrounded by rebels, the Guatemalan army is surrendering, and rebels are winning. But the truth is, the American rebels are just 480 in number. After 36 hours of intense fighting, they are injured and captured. They are barely 5 miles inside Guatemala.